Welcome to a deep dive into something you might not expect. The occult significance of blood.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, our guide this time is Rudolf Steiner, a philosopher and scholar, and his book is called The Occult Significance of Blood.
Okay.
And it was published way back in 1912, so over 100 years ago now. And Steiner explores blood in a way you might not expect, weaving together ancient wisdom and legends
Oh,
with some pretty esoteric concepts.
I'm intrigued already.
Yeah, it's interesting how something so familiar like blood, I mean, we all have it.
Right.
It can hold such hidden depths, and Steiner challenges us to see blood as more than just that biological fluid, pumping through our veins.
Yeah.
He suggests it's a symbol of the human ego,
Oh, wow.
our willpower,
Okay.
and even a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual realm.
I see. So like a connection point.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
And I'm fascinated by how Steiner uses the Faust legend to illustrate this point.
Okay, I'm familiar with Faust, but
Oh, for anyone unfamiliar,
Right.
Faust is that classic story about a guy who makes a pact with the devil,
right.
signing the contract in blood
Of course.
for ultimate knowledge and power.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Right. And Steiner, drawing on analysis from Professor Miner, argues that signing in blood is more than just a dramatic plot device.
I can see how that would be symbolically important.
Yeah, it symbolizes this deep desire
Yeah.
to control our own ego, to
Right.
break free from those limitations of being human.
So it's like,
It's like Faust is trying to transcend his humanness.
I see, to go beyond.
Exactly, through this pact.
Okay.
It's almost like blood represents that essence of what it means to be human,
Okay.
both our strength and our weaknesses.
Interesting.
But Steiner goes even further and suggests that ancient myths and legends, often dismissed as just stories,
Right.
actually hold profound truths about the universe and ourselves. He points to stories with blood rituals
Okay.
and sacrifices,
Yeah,
arguing that these weren't just barbaric practices,
I can see that.
but attempts to tap into that symbolic power of blood
Yeah,
to connect with something bigger than themselves,
that makes sense.
which connects to the Hermetic axiom, as above, so below, right?
Right. This idea that the physical and spiritual worlds are reflections of each other.
Exactly.
Okay, I see the connection there.
So blood, in Steiner's view, acts as that bridge between those realms. So when you think about your own blood,
Right.
you're not just seeing a physical substance.
Yeah.
You're glimpsing a reflection of your own spiritual journey.
Wow. It's powerful.
Okay, so how does this all connect to Steiner's concept of the threefold human being?
Okay.
I know he talks about different layers of our existence, but it gets a bit complex.
Yeah, he describes three interconnected aspects of a human being.
Okay.
The physical body, which is, pretty self-explanatory.
Right.
Then the etheric body
Okay.
and the astral body.
Okay, and the etheric body.
Yeah, sometimes called the vital body.
Yeah.
It's like an energy blueprint, animating your physical form.
I
It's where your life force resides.
Interesting.
And then the astral body is where your thoughts, emotions, and desires kind of hang out.
So how does blood fit into this three-part system?
Well, blood, according to Steiner, originates from the etheric body.
Ah, okay.
And it acts as that connector, allowing these three aspects to work together and express the, your unique individual self.
It's like blood is the thread that weaves together the physical, energetic, and emotional aspects of who we are.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And this brings us to one of Steiner's most intriguing points.
Okay.
He calls blood a very special fluid,
Interesting.
even quoting Goethe's Faust to emphasize this.
Wow.
He's not wrong. Blood is pretty special just from a scientific perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, it carries oxygen, nutrients, all the stuff that keeps us alive.
Absolutely.
Right, so he connects that scientific understanding with a more esoteric view.
Okay.
He sees blood as a carrier not just of those physical substances, but also of the life spirit, reflecting even cosmic forces. It's this dual nature, the
Right.
physical and the spiritual,
I see.
that makes blood so powerful.
So if blood carries this deeper significance, what does that mean for us?
What are the implications of all this?
Good question.
Yeah.
This is where it gets really fascinating.
Okay.
Steiner suggests that blood carries the memory of experiences and even ancestral traits.
Whoa.
Your blood literally carries echoes of your ancestors, shaping your consciousness and influencing your destiny.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
So our blood connects us to our lineage,
Yeah.
to the past. But how does that affect our present, our consciousness?
That's a great question.
I'm curious to explore that further.
Well, Steiner believed that human consciousness has evolved over time.
Okay.
He argued that ancient humans had a different kind of consciousness,
Oh, interesting.
one that was more clairvoyant, more connected to the spiritual world.
Okay.
But over time, this evolved into the more objective, rational consciousness that we have today.
So we've traded some of that intuitive spiritual connection for a more rational scientific worldview.
It seems so.
That makes me wonder how much of that shift was influenced by the mixing of blood between different groups.
Oh, that's an interesting point.
Which Steiner also discusses in his book.
Yes, and that's a perfect segue into another aspect of Steiner's work we should delve into next.
Okay.
He has some strong opinions about the impact of blood mixing on the evolution of civilizations.
So this is where things get a little tricky, right?
It is a complex area.
Especially today, conversations about blood and ancestry can be sensitive.
For sure.
But let's unpack what Steiner had to say about it and what we can learn from his perspective.
Sounds good. Yeah, it is a complex area, especially given modern sensitivities around race and culture.
Right.
But Steiner argued that the mixing of blood from different groups could lead to both advancements and challenges for a civilization.
So he saw both potential benefits
Yeah.
and potential downsides to what we might call cultural exchange today.
Yes, while he recognized the potential for cultural exchange and genetic diversity,
Okay.
he also expressed concerns about potential conflicts and the dilution of specific cultural traits.
That's an interesting perspective, but how do we reconcile that with the importance of celebrating cultural diversity?
Right.
I mean, the blending of cultures has brought about so much innovation and beauty in the world.
It's crucial to approach Steiner's views with a critical eye,
Yeah.
understanding the historical context in which he was writing.
Right. Over 100 years ago.
Exactly. It was a time when ideas about race and eugenics were prevalent.
Okay.
So we need to kind of separate the valuable insights from the outdated aspects of his work.
So how do we apply these insights in a meaningful way today? What can we learn from this esoteric perspective on blood without falling into potentially harmful stereotypes?
I think what's most important is cultivating self-awareness.
Okay.
Steiner believed that understanding the occult significance of blood grants a certain power over one's ego and destiny. Remember that line from Faust?
Yeah, where Mephistopheles claims to have power over those who have power over their own blood.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a powerful quote, but it also makes me a bit uneasy.
Yeah.
Isn't there a danger of this idea being twisted to justify harmful ideologies?
Absolutely, and that's why self-awareness is so important.
Okay.
It's not about seeking power over others, but rather about understanding our inner world
Right.
and consciously shaping our path in life.
So it's more about self-mastery
Very
than trying to
self-
control others.
Right.
But how do we achieve that mastery? How do we tap into the power of blood for positive transformation, for personal growth, and spiritual evolution?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Steiner emphasizes the importance of understanding our own blood lineage, of exploring our family history, the experiences of our ancestors.
So tracing those ancestral threads, uncovering those hidden stories and patterns that have shaped who we are today, that sounds like a fascinating journey.
It is, and it's not just about the facts and dates.
Right.
It's about delving into the emotions, the traumas, the triumphs that have been passed down through generations.
Oh, wow.
It's about understanding how those experiences might be influencing our own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors.
That makes sense. It's like we're unraveling a tapestry, thread by thread, to reveal the intricate patterns that connect us to our past, our present, and even our future.
Exactly. And as we unravel this tapestry, we might discover hidden strengths and talents we never knew we possessed. Or we might uncover deep-seated fears and anxieties that have been holding us back.
Oh, interesting.
It can be a journey of self-discovery and healing.
It seemed like understanding our ancestral legacy can help us heal the wounds of the past and create a more positive future for ourselves and for generations to come.
Yes, it's about recognizing that we are not isolated individuals,
Right.
but part of a vast web of interconnectedness, a continuum of life that stretches back through time.
And blood is the literal physical embodiment of that connection.
Yes.
It's the river of life that flows through us all, linking us to our ancestors and to all of humanity.
It's a powerful symbol of unity, of the shared human experience. And by tapping into its deeper significance, we can begin to bridge the divides that separate us and create a more harmonious future for all.
This ties back to Steiner's discussion of blood mixing and the evolution of civilizations.
Yes.
It's a complex topic.
It is!
Definitely one that needs to be approached carefully.
Absolutely. It's important to remember that blood mixing, whether through migration, intermarriage, or cultural exchange,
Yeah.
has always been a part of human history.
Right.
It's driven the evolution of civilizations, the emergence of new ideas, art forms, and technologies.
It's like a constant dance of creation and destruction, a mixing and remixing of cultures and traditions that has led to the rich tapestry of human diversity we see today.
Exactly. And while this dance can sometimes be chaotic and even violent,
Yeah.
it's ultimately a source of creativity and innovation. It's about finding the balance between preserving our unique cultural identities
Right.
and embracing the interconnectedness of all humanity.
I like that it's like a musical composition,
Yeah.
where each instrument plays its own distinct melody, yet together they create a harmonious whole.
A beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
Just as a conductor guides the orchestra, we must learn to guide the forces of blood, mixing in a way that promotes harmony and understanding,
Okay.
rather than discord and division.
That requires a deep level of self-awareness,
It does.
of understanding our own biases and prejudices,
Yeah.
and a willingness to embrace the unknown,
Right.
the other.
It's about expanding our consciousness beyond the limitations of our own ego, recognizing that we are all interconnected, that our destinies are intertwined.
This brings us back to the concept of self-mastery.
Yes.
If we truly want to master the power of blood, we must first master ourselves.
Precisely, it's about cultivating inner peace,
Right.
compassion, and wisdom. It's about aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions with higher principles. Only then can we truly harness the power of blood for positive transformation, for the betterment of ourselves and the world.
This reminds me of Steiner's description of blood as a carrier of cosmic forces,
Oh, yeah.
a reflection of the spiritual world.
Wow.
If our blood is truly a microcosm of the macrocosm,
Right.
then by purifying our own blood, our own inner world,
Yes.
we can contribute to the healing of the world as a whole.
That's a profound insight.
Yeah.
It highlights the interconnectedness of all things,
Right.
the ripple effect of our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
Yeah.
By cultivating inner peace and harmony, we can radiate those qualities outwards, influencing the world around us for the better.
It's a powerful message of hope, of individual and collective transformation.
It is.
It suggests that we each have the potential to become agents of positive change, to create a more loving, compassionate, and enlightened world.
Indeed, and by understanding the occult significance of blood, by recognizing its profound connection to our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, we can tap into that potential and become the best versions of ourselves.
This has been a truly mind-expanding deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of blood, not just as a biological fluid,
Yeah.
but as a carrier of memory, of consciousness, of destiny.
It's been a pleasure exploring these profound ideas with you.
Yeah.
Steiner's work is always thought-provoking, always challenging us to expand our horizons and to delve into the hidden depths of reality.
And for those of you listening, I encourage you to reflect on these ideas, to explore your own blood lineage, to consider the ways in which your ancestral heritage might be shaping your life today.
Absolutely.
What stands out to you? What resonates most deeply? Yeah. It's amazing to think that exploring our family history can be a path to self-discovery and healing.
You can.
Like those old family photo albums.
Right.
They aren't just faces from the past.
Yeah.
They're clues to understanding ourselves better today.
Exactly. And those clues can be incredibly valuable. Imagine uncovering a story about an ancestor who overcame incredible hardship.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe discovering a shared passion for art or music
Yeah.
that runs through generations.
Yeah.
It can really shift your whole perspective on who you are and what you're capable of.
You know, thinking about this connection between blood and ancestry makes me wonder about the practical implications.
Okay.
If our blood carries these echoes of the past, can we actually change those patterns? Can we break free from those negative inheritances?
That's a really important question.
Yeah.
And Steiner suggests that, well, we can't erase the past.
Right.
We can certainly choose how we respond to it.
Okay.
Understanding those ancestral influences empowers us to make conscious choices, to break free from limiting beliefs and behaviors that might be unconsciously driving us.
So it's not about blaming our ancestors for our problems. It's about recognizing those influences and then taking responsibility for our own growth and healing.
Right.
It's about transforming those challenges into opportunities for growth and evolution. We can actually rewrite our story.
Oh,
taking the raw material of our ancestral legacy and crafting a new, more empowered narrative for ourselves.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
It
It's like
is.
we're not just products of our past,
Right.
we're also architects of our future.
Exactly. And that act of rewriting our story,
Oh.
of consciously working with the forces that flow through our blood,
Yeah.
can have a ripple effect.
Okay.
Not just on our own lives, but on the lives of those around us, and even on future generations.
It's like a chain reaction of positive change.
Yeah,
By healing ourselves, we contribute to the healing of the world.
exactly.
By embracing our unique heritage, we contribute to the richness and diversity of humanity.
It's a pretty inspiring idea.
It is, and Steiner believed that mastering the power of blood, becoming conscious of these subtle influences,
Right.
is a step towards becoming the best versions of ourselves.
Yes. Contributing to a more harmonious and enlightened world.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new appreciation for the mysteries of blood,
Yeah.
its connection to our past, our present, and our future.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, I encourage you to explore some of Rudolf Steiner's other works.
Yeah, he wrote extensively on a vast range of topics.
Right, and there's a wealth of knowledge to be discovered there.
Absolutely, and as you delve into these ideas,
Yeah.
remember to approach them with an open mind and a critical eye.
Okay.
Take what resonates with you, what feels true
Yeah.
and empowering,
Right.
and leave the rest behind.
And most importantly, remember that understanding the occult significance of blood isn't about gaining power over others.
Right?
It's about understanding yourself, your lineage, and your potential.
Exactly.
It's about becoming a conscious co-creator of your own destiny
Yeah.
and contributing to a more beautiful and enlightened world.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of life.